Hello traders, very good afternoon and happy Uttarayan and happy Pongal to everyone. And so let me start with today's market analysis episode. This is episode 65 and the current time is 3:44 p.m. IST. Market has just closed 14 minutes back. And before I share today's analysis, just to give you a let me go through the quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, whatever information I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade activity. So with that, let's quickly look at how the auction developed today. And let me quickly go to the sharing my screen and let me share which were the references, which I was looking at. So yesterday I was not able to trade. So a couple of family and friends coming up and I was caught up with that. So yesterday what we see is we have formed an all-time high and there is a small excess. And today what we are seeing is, that sellers are showing a sort of strength. One more thing is, there is this gap, which has not been filled. Okay, plus, it is taking support around the 20 EMA. So this is the gap which has not been filled. Okay, so this is, what was going, what is, happening from the longer time frame. From the volume perspective, again, I shared that, a couple of days, the volumes were not looking good and they are not supporting the increase in price. Today also the volumes are more or less equal compared to yesterday, and what we are seeing is that the option is overall forming downwards. So let me just jump to the market profile chart and let me share what was I was observing and what was happening. So first of all, if you see yesterday we have this small excess. We have the small excess and so this was one of the reference levels which I had kept. Plus we also have the spike single print zone because lately one of the references was the yesterday's high, and what happened is the option was just developing around this same and then there was a late spike. So this spike base was also one of the reference area which I was looking at, and I would say I was unlucky enough that I came to office around 1 and until that time I think the sharp downfall was already, so this already had happened. And what I was looking for is I was looking for a buying opportunity to tag the A period high. And because the reason for is this, if you see the initial balance low. Okay, so what is happening is it is having very poor trade facilitations. Even though sellers were trying to sell, but buyers. So I was actually also looking at this. Okay, this is the low, or the multi-day low of the 13th of January. Okay. So this reference area, I was also looking at, but once this poor low got formed, so that's why I was not confident enough. So I was not able to take any trade today. So no trades today and no trades yesterday. Tomorrow being an expiry day, let's see if I'm able to find any good trade location. Okay. So today what has happened is, first of all, there was a peacock prominent point of control rejection. Auction opened above it, but it saw a rejection around this single print zone. So this is the single print rejection, which I'm seeing. And then, it was slowly started to, form a sort of a sideways movement. So what I was expecting is to have a sharp, downfall, which did not happen. I was expecting this, but it did not happen, and immediately my point of reference shifted to this low. And if you see, this is currently acting as a strong level of support. That's where again the buyers started to step in. So a lot of weaknesses is seen in the current auction, starting with the poor lows. Okay, this is the one data point which I have. Second data point is so this we have a very small excess. Okay, so this can be the potential top in the Nifty futures. In Banknifty, we have not yet reached the all-time highs, but in Nifty, we are showing some signs. Despite of the close yesterday was around the highs, and was around the point of control. So today also, what I'm seeing is we will be having a point of reference or a prominent point of control. So I'm expecting, that first this weak level to be tagged, okay. Then second, reference shifts to this HVN, and that's where I'm expecting buyers to again start stepping in. If the value is forming around this level, if the more time is being spent, then higher the odds that we'll be seeing continuation to the downside. So that is what I'm expecting, because these are the anomalies, plus there is this single print zone which has not yet been tagged. So tomorrow I'm expecting to have a very rough and tough type of an expiry. So this is the one point of reference. Even though what I'm seeing is since last couple of days, what is happening is, so if you see, the value is is migrating higher. Then we had a sort of a sideways value development, and today we are seeing that value is migrated low. Okay, so I'm expecting continuation to the downside, clearing the anomalies which have been present at this levels, reaching this single print zone, ultimately to this low, and also filling the gap which we. So higher the odds that I'm expecting to have a sharp rejection, or something like an inventory adjustment break. Because what is happening is a lot of people have gone long in this auction, have gone long in this auction, in this auction. Okay, yesterday also people were trying to go long, even though today the value has been formed, but there are some stops which are built around these levels. Let me mark it this way. So there are some stops which are built here, and which are built again up to this level, is what I'm expecting. Even though the close today is around the high, and it is around the it is above the POC, tomorrow's open will give us some sort of clarity, because today, so looking at the yesterday's option, what I was expecting was, so this is the today's open, and I was expecting to have further continuation to the upside, which did not happen. And what has happened is, at this single print zone is where the the sellers started to step in, and so that is what happened from the morning session, which was taken out in the late session or in the ending. So overall, what I'm seeing is I will be looking to short, clearing this big gap, which we are seeing. Uh, yeah. So that is what I'm looking in. Plus, other thing which I'm seeing is, we are in a sort of a 3-day balance, 3-day balance with the poor lows. So let me jump to the dynamic volume profile. This is the 3-day balance. E. Okay. So the auction is above the point of control, or the volume point of control. Okay, the value area low has not been touched, but the value area high has been touched. So I'm expecting this reference level as acting as a strong support. So if the auction, so tomorrow if the auction opens somewhere here, the buyers who are trying to buy today, and you took out the stop hunting activity of the stocks which are built around the A period high, or the A period high, yeah. So I'm expecting to again safeguard this position, and when the auction reaches here, to again a knee-jerk reaction is what I'm expecting. Apart from that, other thing which I'm seeing is, there are a couple of HVNs. So this is one HVN, and this is one more HVN. Okay. So this two, currently the auction is stopped at this HVN. So maybe this can act as a strong support, sorry, a seller zone, or wherein a lot of sellers are there, or a resistance zone, and this will act as a strong buying zone, or a support. What I'm seeing. Okay. So let's see whether the auction is breaking above the balance and then again coming in, or it is breaking below the balance and so Not much clarity yet. This is what I'm seeing in Nifty. Now let me jump to Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty is showing clear signs of weakness. So first is the auction was stopped at the 20 EMA, but today, we've seen, that it has broken that, and we are seeing continuation of the downside. Second thing which I'm seeing here is we have this gap which has not been filled. That is the second data point. Third data point is, if you connect this low and this low, you're almost, at around the clustered region. So I'm expecting to, first to fill the gap, and then again the buyers will start to step. Okay. So Bank Nifty looks much weaker compared to Nifty, even though the volumes are good. Volumes are good. So just jump to the market profile chart, and this was the clustered lows. So this is the clustered lows, which I was talking to you about, and so this is where the auction is stopped. See, these are the visual references, which market profile provides an edge, and it helps you to gauge, who is winning or who is the currently in the who is currently winning the auction or who is currently dominating the auction. Apart from that, this was also a weaker reference. So the low of the 10th of January is also weaker reference because if you see auction stopped exactly at the half back level. Okay, so that level was cleared today on the 15th of Jan. Okay. This is what I'm seeing. So it took 5 days to clear this anomaly, or so that is what you need to observe. So mark your levels, mark your references, and based on that you will be getting a very good idea, or to clarity in terms of how the auction is getting developed, and how it is. Okay, so these are some of the references which I'm sharing. So first of all, the low is pretty weak. So we have a weak low. Plus we have this big excess, right in the A period, which was not tagged, or which was not cleared. What I'm expecting is further continuation to the downside, filling up the gap. Okay, so this is the big gap which I'm seeing in Bank Nifty. So it is of how many points? Bring out the ruler. So this is a 210 points gap which I'm seeing, which needs to be filled in the Bank Nifty. Okay. Here this. So plus we have this visual reference of the poor lows or the weak lows, and so somewhere at this HVN, expand this somewhere at this level is where I'm seeing that again the buyers should start to protect, or save their positions. Okay, let me move the chart a bit up. Yeah, so overall the Bank Nifty is not at the all-time highs. There's still more to go, still more clarity. Plus the all-time high is also weak. So let's see how the auction develops tomorrow, because higher the odds that first to clear this weakness, to fill the gap, and then the buyers will start to clear the weaknesses which are built up. That is what I'm currently expecting in Bank Nifty. It's not in a balance. It's sort of a 4-day balance. So 1, 2, 4. Sorry, it's sort of a 5-day balance. So let me just and see. Yeah, so currently it is trading around the low of the balance. So higher the odds that it will fill the gap. What I'm expecting. So this is the low of the balance. There is this HVN. So multiple HVNs are there. There is this volume point of control. Is this HVN where sellers are present. So higher the odds that it will reach clear the poor lows, the weak lows, reach below the balance. It will reach up to this level. So around 31,000. 31,600, yeah, 31,600, and then again the buyers will start to step in, and then they will be taking out the option. Okay. This is what I'm expecting in Banknifty. Now in Reliance, one of the visual references which I'm seeing is the it was not able to tag the high, peak high. But what is happening is we are seeing a sort of continuation to the downside because the value is also building lower. So we had an overlapping value, then the value again shifted lower. Again, we have this lower value. Okay. And right now, we are at this RPPOC type of scenario or setup. So I'm expecting again further continuation to the downside, and maybe this zone is where to act as a strong support zone. And I would expect the buyers to start defending their positions and clearing first of all this weakness, first then the second the stocks which are built here, and third to fill in this gap. Okay. So nothing much is happening in Reliance. It is just one time framing down. So today, I think today we also have a prominent point of control. The closes around the POC, a sort of firecracker effect might be seen, but more clarity will be seen from tomorrow's auction. Let me now jump to crude oil. So crude oil, if you see right from the daily chart, what is happening is just one time framing down once it cleared the 20 EMA. Now it is trying to touch the 200 EMA. So I'm just waiting for it to get cleared. It is forming lower lows. It is forming lower lows. It is forming higher. So lower highs and lower lows. So not a good sign. It's sort of a trend. Is what I'm seeing. So earlier crude was trading in this bigger balance. Okay, so this was a big balance. This is the I would say the range of this is the range of points. This balance is of a 500 point range. So again, the crude has entered into a range bound market. So not much clarity, and currently I'm expecting the 200 EMA to act as a strong level of support, to stop this halt. Because one of the other thing, which I don't know whether you are seeing or not, but if you draw a trend line, so if you draw a trend line, these are at exact levels. Okay, you draw a trend line here. Okay, so this is where it's a point of divergence where I'm seeing again at this level. So this uh, level is sorry, this 41.10. Okay, so this is the level wherein again some strong buying selling would be seen. But the auction, what I'm seeing is compared to the range extensions. This it started with a good range, then we had a sharp range down, and if you see the range is slowly and steadily it is shrinking. Okay, so it means that again the smart monies they are accumulating their buying positions. So let me now jump to the market profile chart, and if we see what is happening is so currently we are in the overnight session, and this was the US session. In the US session, it had this prominent point of control rejection. So one thing which I'm expecting is so the immediate reference shifts to overnight session low, overnight session high, plus the US session high. Okay. And if you see how the crude oil it is just developing sideways, and at that time, so this was the point of reference. It was developing around the US session low, and then there was a knee-jerk reaction which happened and it went down here. So if you see what is this level is nothing but HVM. This is the HVM. Okay. This is the HVM of the overnight session. Okay. And right at this level is where again the buyer started to step in. And right now what I'm expecting is to take the auction higher with the first target of the yesterday's or the US session point of view. if this is not happening, and again the sellers are trying to step in here, then what I'm expecting is to to tag this lows, and then see some sort of continuation to the downside. Okay? So this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm expecting. And tomorrow, I think tomorrow I would not be creating a video because I'm traveling to Hyderabad for work, and after that, I'll be coming back on 9th. So from 16th to 20th, I would say, or 16th to 19th, I would say Thursday, Friday, so 16th to 18th, January, I won't be able to post any video because I won't be available. So I'll be traveling, be with work. And post that from 27th January to 31st of January. I'm so I'm planning for a vacation, and I haven't decided yet, but I'm taking a break from the 20th. So I'm taking 1 week break, going out for a vacation with family. So this January, I think these are the days wherein I won't be able to share my analysis or share my video. But if you do any doubts, or if you want me to take up anything, just feel free to share it in the comments below. So feel free to comment. I will be able to, once I'm back, once I'm done with my work, my travel, and with my vacation, I'll try to see, if I get time, I'll again try to respond to your comments. I'm not saying I'll try, I'll do, and I'll do the best, and I'll respond to your comments and to your queries. Okay, and also if you can also connect with me on Telegram, or or through my website, and yeah, so that would be great. Okay. So with that, let me thank you all, and let me end this session, and would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon if you are not my subscriber, and also do visit my website, do join my Telegram channel, and do let me know, what are your thoughts, what are your comments about my trade analysis for Nifty, Bank Nifty, and the other trading instruments. Okay. Again, so happy Pongal and happy Makar Sankranti, or Vasi Uttarayan, as we say in Gujarati. So take care, and let's see how the auction develops tomorrow. Tomorrow is a good expiry day. I'm expecting more fireworks tomorrow compared to today. So yeah, so let's catch up, and let's see how the auction develops. Okay. Thank you. Take care, and bye for now.